show you how to write code for the assignment I gave you. It's called Mini Labs, Chapter 3. There are 3 mini labs in here, not very hard programs to write. I'm going to work with you on number 30, problem number 30. I'm going to stick the video in here, and the problem is to write a code to calculate the area and perimeter of a rectangle. So to get the area of a rectangle, what do you need? You need width and length. And to get the perimeter, you need the same thing. The area of a rectangle is width times length, and the perimeter is to add each side. So it's length plus width plus width. That gives you the perimeter. So I'm going to start with showing you how to write the area of a rectangle. Now we're doing this in Chapter 3. I have the PDF already open. Anytime you want to, pause this video so that you can catch up. Open up your Chapter 3 PDF. Open up Repellent or your Pell-C coding area. And this assignment. And let's go. I'm going to go to the PDF right now. There's Chapter 3 PDF. One example code, and this is to calculate quotient and remainder. I'm just going to show you that you prompt the user for a value. In this case, they're prompting for 2 values. And there's a certain way you have to output it with the printf, a certain way that you scan in the value with the scanf. Then you can calculate your problem, like we're going to have width times length. And then you can output your answer. That's what we're going to do. So what's the problem? The problem is, let's go back to it, class. Problem is, we write a program that calculates the area and perimeter of a rectangle. This is worth 100 points. This one program is worth 100 points. This one's worth 100, and this one's worth 100. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and go to Repellent, REPL.IT. It lets you use their programming environment. And they give you a shell. They have a hello world going on. I already took it out. So what are we going to need if we're writing this code? We're going to need 2 inputs and 1 output. What are the inputs? The length and the width. So let's initialize the length and the width. And since we're just multiplying it, we can use integers. So we have to declare an integer named width. Don't forget the semicolon. And then an integer of length. Spell length right. If you spell it wrong up here, you got to spell it wrong in the rest of the program. And then I'm going to have output. I'm already going to initialize my output, which is going to be the area. We're also going to have an output called perimeter. And I can just call it perm for perimeter. Whoops. All right, so what do I need to do? To get input from the user, I got to prompt them. They need to know what they need to add in there. So you can have a printf statement, and you can ask them to enter the width of a rectangle. Give them some space. What do we put at the end? It's ready for a semicolon. Then the big problem is scanning it in. So scanf uses a certain, and you have to write scanf, not scaf. Syntax is a certain way, 2 parentheses, a %sign, and the data type. So the data type in this case is a D, which stands for not double. It stands for decimal, which has to do with the integer types. So after you say, oh, I'm going to scan in an integer type, we use %D, we use %F for float types, which are decimals. We talked about that. And then you want to tell the compiler where this is going to be stored. So if I'm asking for them to enter the width, I'm going to store it in the variable named width, but I have to use the ampersand because I'm basically saying where the width variable is storing the values. So when they type the value in and press enter, the scanf takes it and stores it in where width is located in memory. Next thing we have to do is get the length from the user. I just copy those 2 lines of code, paste it in here. You can pause if you want to right now, and ask for the length of a rectangle and store it in the length. I'm done as far as the area is concerned. How do you calculate the area? The area equals, remember from left to right, we're going to say the area equals the length times the width, right? That's it. We're done. Now I got to output it though. Printf statement. I'm going to say the area is. So what's the syntax here? You have to use a placeholder, which is %d, and then I'm going to output the area. So this area right here, this answer, is going to go in the placeholder inside the quotes. So that's how this program will run. Let's see if it runs. The area is 18. It works. Now what do you need to do to calculate the perimeter? We can calculate the perimeter right under the area to keep all the calculations together. Perm equals what? You tell me. Length times 2. Or you could say length. No, plus times 2. Sorry, it's right. Times 2 plus width times 2. Can't find times. Now this will use the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, it'll use the order of operation, which you'll multiply that first, this second, and then it'll add them together. If you'd like, put parentheses around them so that you can be sure they get the problem right. So it's actually length plus width plus width, but we can do width times 2 also. And then say the perimeter is, so we just copy that statement there and say the perimeter and you just output the perimeter. Perm. We called it perm. So let's see if that works. Whoops. The area is 21 and the perimeter is 20. Is that right? 14. Yep, that is correct. The area is only one more than the perimeter. But what's this here? I need to have a carriage return right there. So let me do that, which would be a /n, right? I think. Let's have it backwards. Let's try it right again. Perimeter is greater than the area. Well, so that's it. Have fun coding.